The Power of Charm: How to Win Anyone Over in Any Situation by Brian Tracy and Ron Arden. You could read Brian Tracy's basic handbook on charm in about an hour and come away with several elementary, but applicable, communication techniques. Even better, you can put his techniques to use immediately. Charm is the glue that unites the contents of this basket of basic communication skills and scraps. While it's a little gimmicky, the idea of being charming sounds just lovely. Co-author Ron Arden, a former actor and director, adds some solidity with valuable anecdotes about creating a stage presence. While parts of the content will seem familiar to you if you've already read a few books on interpersonal communication, this manual offers novices a fast overview and a good look at the basics. Get Abstract recommends this useful book as a way to become charming without going to charm school. Takeaways. In business, 85% of your success is tied to communication and social intelligence. Charm entails finding a person's essence and building rapport. Charming people are instinctively likable. They generate positive emotions and evoke warm responses. To become charming, accept others, show appreciation, provide affirmation, give compliments and pay attention. To be a good listener, be attentive and reflective, ask questions, provide feedback. Body language conveys 55% of what you are communicating, voice tone signals 38%. Words, however, transmit only 7% of your message. Women are more attuned to body language than men. Good conversationalists avoid personal subjects and trivia. Pretending to be happy, even if you are not, can actually make you happy. Learn to charm people by being pleasant, gracious, complimentary, understanding, non-judgmental and quick to smile. Summary. Be charming. The best way to make friends is to interact with other people in ways that lead them to regard you as likable, memorable, influential and even charming. Charm requires social intelligence, the set of abilities and understandings that help you function smoothly with others. When we refer to charm, we're not talking about table manners, good looks or being a snappy dresser, we're talking about something much more profound. Being charming is a pivotal secret to effective communication, persuasiveness and influence. In reality, though, charm is not a secret. You can become charming. It just requires learning a set of applicable skills. Charm is the key to being a successful communicator. 85% of a person's business success is tied to communicating effectively and using social intelligence. Charming people are warm and gracious. For example, former President Bill Clinton is often described as charming. Associates note that he always focused on the person speaking to him and showed real interest, while being oblivious as to whether the person liked him or not. Charm is the result of using specific skills that most of us know little or nothing about. Charm is not shallow or dependent on superficial measures, like wearing fashionable clothes. It's much deeper. Charming people know how to find another person's essence and build a special rapport. People with charm are instinctively likable, they evoke positive emotions and draw powerful responses. They are persuasive and admirable, they make people feel like a million. Think what power there is in being able to make somebody feel wonderful about himself. What does charm earn for those who have it? It earns access and admiration. Charming people are invited to speak in public and to join private conversations. And, when they need it, those with charm are usually easily forgiven. Charm is not a magical quality. Some are born with it, but most charming people develop their skills and learn the art of interpersonal communication. Charm involves mastering social abilities and skills that open doors. Being charming does have its rewards. Like yourself first. People who value themselves have high self-esteem, which psychologists rank as the main determinant of personality. Self-esteem dictates an individual's emotional composition, and has an impact on how he or she thinks and reacts in social situations. Men are charmed when you appreciate that they are capable of succeeding and providing. As emotional beings, people respond to the emotions that others direct toward them. This learned behavior starts in childhood, when children react to how their parents treat them, setting the stage for their reactions to other people later in life. That quest for parental approval sets the stage for becoming charming. The first step toward becoming a completely charming person is to become a great listener. Children crave their parents' attention, adults want to feel special to other adults. When a charming person satisfies these needs by offering his or her fully focused attention and sincere approval, the recipient feels valued, special and important. How to be charming? There are 5 ways to become charming. Accept others unconditionally, avoid being critical of other people. To enhance someone's self-esteem and happiness, smile when you meet. You can accomplish this without saying a word. Show your appreciation for other people's contributions, it doesn't matter if the contribution is large or small. Appreciation is linked directly to self-esteem, and all you have to do to express it charmingly is to say thank you. Being grateful enhances your self-esteem, making you better prepared to give others a boost. Offer affirmation. People thirst for approval. Verifying their actions with your approbation confirms their decisions and enhances their self-esteem. Compliment others. A compliment re-energizes someone's self-esteem. You can compliment a person's appearance, fashion sense, actions, or accomplishments. Pay attention. Listening attentively to others is essential to developing charm. Learning to listen with empathy. Emotional intelligence is more important than reasoned intelligence. Leaders listen carefully when people respond to their questions, but charming people take an extra step. They offer empathy, that is, they not only hear what the speaker is saying, they make sure to understand it. People will react based on how they perceive us to behave, no matter what our inner agendas may be. To improve your listening skills, be attentive and reflective, ask questions and provide feedback. A good listener can rephrase the other person's words accurately. Research indicates that women are better listeners than men and that they use more of their brain centers when they listen. Men process information using only one sensory input. Therefore, men who wish to be charming should focus on their listening skills. There's no question that smiling and laughing are clear indicators of how much you are enjoying being with someone. As a result of these physiological differences, you should use different approaches to talk to a man than you use when you talk to a woman. When a man wants to establish rapport with a woman, he should listen more than he talks, pay attention, demonstrate respect, and, when addressing someone close to him personally, show affection. Without recognition and praise, many of us would perform well below our potential. A woman who wants to charm a man should ask questions that lead him to talk about his career and achievements. This feeds his self-esteem, reinforcing his basic need to provide and be successful. Stage fright. To master the traits that you need to become charming, learn a few new tactics. These approaches are based on two main theories about acting. The first, the inside-out method, is taught primarily in the US. Actors learn to examine their characters' psychological motives, and their own, to discern what drives their roles. The European outside-in approach starts by looking at how the characters behave. Actors seek those traits inside themselves, uncovering psychological reasons for their characters' actions. Many self-help courses also teach people how to internalize their feelings so they can modify their behavior. If you teach someone to act happy, their external actions can change the way they actually feel. Tricks of the trade. Charming people use these tactics. Make eye contact. When you are in a conversation, do you wonder how much eye contact is enough? Actually, 100% is about right. When you make eye contact, don't use a focused gaze, which can be intimidating and unproductive. Instead, use a tactic called the flick, shifting your gaze back and forth to the other person's eyes. In some TV love scenes, actors may flick their eyes between their partner's eyes and lips, or between their partner's eyes and another character's gaze. The head tilt. A dog tilts its head in your direction when you are speaking to indicate that it can listen longer. The same holds true for people. The head tilt is functional and charming. It makes you look inquisitive and it increases your ability to make the other person acknowledge that you are listening. Nodding your head, this indicates that you are paying attention, and it shows your level of agreement and excitement. Nodding your head at people indicates that you acknowledge their presence. Listen to yourself. If your voice is shrill, monotonous, or unpleasant, people won't want to listen to you. Work on improving the sound of your voice and adding warm, full, and animated tones. Practice using a mirror or a tape recorder. The power of humor. Smiling and laughing show that you enjoy being with people. Humor is a shortcut to being charming. It creates a positive attitude and a mood that spreads to others. When you want to be happy or enthusiastic, but you are not, you can pretend that you are. This produces emotions that can make you genuinely happy or enthusiastic. Your actions can change your inner feelings. Even on the phone, a smile or a laugh can help you charm your listener. Say aha and use other vocal prompts, répondre such as ah and ah. Tell other people that you are listening as they speak. These voice prompts also help move the speaker along, since they indicate your involvement. Other reassuring responses, such as really or interesting, indicate that you are keeping up and absorbing the information. Others may interpret these words as signs of mild encouragement. To become more involved, say that you agree with the speaker. Tone of voice plays a major role when providing voice prompts. Body language. How you position your body also indicates your level of interest in what someone is saying or doing. If you want to be charming, face the speaker directly with your whole body when you listen. Lean forward to denote your interest. When you stand next to someone who is speaking, notice the distance between you. If you are within 2 feet, you are in their personal space. The average business distance is 2 to 6 feet. Be aware that someone who stands 8 to 10 feet away considers you a stranger. One of the most fundamental secrets of charm is being able to see the world through the other person's eyes. Some body language is negative. Avoid slumping in your chair or turning your head to face a person while your body is pointed away. Studies say that body language conveys 55% of what you are communicating, while voice tone signals 38%. Only 7% of your message is conveyed by the words you speak. Women are particularly attuned to body language. Be aware that symbolism and body positioning can dominate or even block the content of your message. Start talking. Charming people speak with emphasis and impact, knowing that it may take more than words to make a point. When former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev first came to the US, his economic and political speeches made an impression, but reporters also noticed that he made a huge impact with his eyes. He gazed around the room, using his eyes as searchlights to find the people he wanted to affect. His emotional reach touched his listeners individually. Charming people keep up their end of the conversation by passing the ball back and forth easily and naturally. When you give a presentation with someone else, break the routine of making eye contact with the audience by looking at the side of the other speaker's face. To avoid appearing distracted, vary your gaze, and look at the space around their eyes, not above their head. To be heard, don't talk too fast. That makes you hard to comprehend and it doesn't leave any space for a conversation. Pace your speech. Fight fast talk with slow talk. To slow down, use a tape recorder to listen to yourself as you practice using a modulated tempo. Heed your voice, speed and delivery. When you speak, slow down. Use silences or pauses to let people think and make a connection. Pause after you say something important to add emphasis. Your charm quotient is entirely dominated by the way you look, listen and speak to people. People who speak fast may feel unnatural when they slow down. Breaking this old habit is difficult, but worth it. Other vocal techniques include raising and lowering your volume, tempo and tone. If you are conversing in close proximity to another person, or if you need to negotiate or reason with someone, speak in a lower range. People with charm avoid being inflexible and judgmental. Learn what subjects to discuss and avoid trivia. The worst thing a conversationalist can do is kill the ball by moving into subjects that can end the conversation. You can be charming and make your point at the same time, but it takes practice. When you're in a good conversation, develop a pace. Keep the questions and answers going back and forth. Don't let one person dominate the discussion. Since people like to talk about themselves, encourage them. Ask questions to learn what they value. Start every conversation with who, why, where, what and when. Practice charm in the real world. Be pleasant with everyone. Always be gracious and understanding. Be non-judgmental. Have a quick smile ready, everybody will want one.